pardon my French, but hitting the fan, and a lot of people are going to be like, oh, hey, Lou, where we for hate speech on Facebook.
What, because you put that video out?
Something.
No, I tagged her into a post, and somebody didn't like it, got butthurt, turned it in, 7-day ban, and then stuff, and I come back and got a 30-day ban. Wow, I didn't know I could get banned while I was banned. I got banned while I'm banned. It's like getting detention while you're in detention.
Well, it happened to me the other day. I got banned on for a couple of days, and I went back and I started putting a few posts out, but I thought, well, I'll only do a few. I got to number 5, and they'd banned me again for a week.
Yeah.
Days for hate speech, and then a post that was like 2 weeks older than the one I got banned for turned around, and I'm like, what? And then they shut her account down completely. Completely disabled her account. She didn't have nothing to do with it.
Well, I had a 1-day ban for a post, just 1 day.
No, well, you're not doing it right. You gotta get one of them 30 days on you. I've only had about 4.
Well, I've been banned for a couple of weeks, but I mean, I don't even understand that. All I know is that Facebook and YouTube are the same thing. They're just watching the people.
Yeah, YouTube has run rampant with the censorship, and so has Facebook. I was going to bring this up earlier. I think I may have discovered a platform that they don't censor people on, because it's a major multi-billion-dollar platform. Video game systems. I was on the PlayStation Network, and I decided to search for groups. Found a Flat Earth group. It's got about 15,000 members in it. So I went ahead and joined it. They're not all Flat Earthers. There's some trolls in there, but that's all they have. There is no censorship. They can't stop us from talking. They can throw their insults
I went somewhere else, Robert. I went to library because I thought, well, that's a different platform, and all it did was mirror my YouTube channel.
Oh, right. No, the PlayStation networks and stuff are a little different because they're on video game consoles, and there's not really any kind of censoring they can do. I mean, I guess they can shut your account down, but I've never had it happen, and I've kind of trolled video games to try to wake people up in there too. Because I figured, because I'm a gamer, I figured, well, if I'm able to critically think, maybe some of these other guys can. I was wrong. Some of them can, but some of them know, and then some of them just don't care. It's the fluoride working. They just don't care.
Right.
They don't care about their own well-being. They don't care 1 minute, the next they're just floating through life.
I think that's the biggest thing, though, is that nobody cares anymore. And, you know, all the people, well, the ones that want to wear, they're even worse. They're even less. They only care about themselves.
Right.
Yeah, self-centered and think that the world's theirs for the taking.
Yes.
I don't even know. I mean, like, as I said, I saw this article today, and it says that, you know, they want to take us back to war, and you're like, World War III's going to start, and you're like, what the hell is going on?
That's why they're trying to sneak Biden in there early, so they could try to, you know, cause civil unrest and cause people to, you know, pull a Kyle Rittenhouse and go start shooting up people, and then they can say, oh, we got a problem, let's bring in the military and take all the guns.
Well, I didn't like either one, Trump or Biden, but I didn't want Biden to get in.
I don't like the whole charade to begin with, but I definitely am not for that child sniffing pedo. Trump's a businessman, he's not a career politician, so
I know, why would they want to vote for that? Why would the Americans vote for him?
Because they're brain dead. Because they're out calling Trump a racist, and as you can see in America right now, they pulled the race baiting card, Black Lives Matter, and driving that all the way to home base.
Amish people,
I mean, even the Amish people. Did you see the Amish people? They were rocking out Trump flags. Amish people, American flag and a Trump flag.
Yes, I did
We're in
see
the twilight zone. I have never in my life seen the Amish ever get involved on this stuff. But if Biden is so evil that the Amish are against it, there's a problem. We need to get him out. He's got to go.
Well, you know, they put a picture up yesterday of Biden's grandchildren all running around him and grabbing him, and that picture's fake.
I haven't seen it. I haven't really been caught up on anything. I honestly haven't looked into anything lately. I just everything I'm talking about is from my own observations.
I've just been trying to figure out stuff.
But I do catch a little bit of it here and there. But when I'm on ban, I don't get on Facebook as much because it annoys me when I see something I want to respond to and I can't.
Oh, I know.
I can't even hit the like button.
I know.
I can. I just can't post in groups.
Oh, okay. You've got a lower level ban. I've got a higher level.
Yeah.
They're pretty much fixing to shut me down for the second time. This is my second account. They would have shut down. I'll just make another one if they want to go that route. But I don't know. I don't know if I really want to stay with Facebook or not. It's kind of gotten overrun with
I don't really
censorship.
like them. You know, obviously I've got my channels and things, and that's what I use Facebook for. But I don't really like them because you know that they're not good places to start with.
Yeah, we could make a good place, and I could build it, but we would just need to have a group of people that want to help to fund to build it. Because I can build websites. We could build our own social media platform, and it'll be a free one where there ain't no censorship, and there won't be no buying it off, and there won't be any of that crap. Dude, I'm not having it. We'll build our own platform. We don't need their platform. We got enough intelligent people in the truth movement to come up with something.
Well, that's the problem, see, because with television, they tell you what to wear, what to eat, what to like. People don't realise it.
Well, it's all backwards, too. They even tell you, bad health advice, like nonstop. The TV's on right now, and nonstop I see commercials about wearing masks. No, do not wear a face diaper. It will make you sick.
That's right.
Well, like I said, I looked up history. It seems when they quarantined, that's what they did. So when everybody went over to America, and I don't even know if Napoleon's real. I mean, they said we were getting away from Napoleon. Maybe that's what they told everybody or whatever. I don't even know if he's real. Or maybe he was fighting the Tartarians. But it seemed that there was this mass exodus over to America. They quarantined everybody and took their children.
It seems to me like everything's completely backwards in history, so everybody that they demonized was probably like Hitler. I watched a 3-hour documentary about the Holocaust, and there were some really good points in that video. Like, they showed the gas chambers, and they said, look, this is the actual gas chamber that they gassed Jews in. They didn't gas nobody in it because they were explaining, for one, the door don't lock. For two, there's no nail marks of people freaking out, scratches. There should be scratches all over the walls. And there's a big ventilation thing on the top of the ceiling. So there's no way to gas people in a room like that. It's just, it's like they demonize, and if I remember right, Hitler was standing against what at that time was called the Jew World Order, and the newspapers back then were always talking about 6 million. It was always six.
Hey, one second, Robert, 1 second. Amy, who played Hitler?
Bing Crosby.
He's one of the Hitlers. He played.
I don't know.
He played Fred Astaire. You've got Dean Martin, Gene Kelly. They're the same. You've got Harrison Ford. You've got Ringo Starr. They're two of the Bee Gees. I've got a video with it all on. It wasn't mine, and then I've been making my own videos like that. They're just a bunch of liars.
Yeah, they really are.
But I think I watched that video that you watched, Robert. I think I watched the same one, and it was showing you that it was impossible to even kill that many Jewish people in the amount of time they had, and it was showing you everything, that was wrong with that narrative.
Yep, so, and the body, and the amount of bodies that there would have been.
Watched.
Yeah, but it's horrible, isn't it, years later to find out this one thing that's been shoved in your face. Not just that, the Second World War, cowboys and Indians. You can't believe any of it anymore.
Well, even Thanksgiving is based off of garbage BS because there was no sitting down peacefully with the Indians. When Columbus came over here, he raped and pillaged and killed. And they stole the land. And then they... to favor the Englishmen or whatever you want to call them that came over here and started stirring crap up, they came up with this whole Thanksgiving thing of they made peace. No, they snatched the land up.
Yeah.
It was a big land grab. That's
They've
what
done
it
it
was.
right now with the walrus because we don't, you know, they own everything. They own the sky, the land, everything. They own the people, the
Well,
businesses.
yeah, but they're doing. I think they're doing it in more than one country too. I can't remember the other railway system they're putting in, but there's a high-speed rail system they're trying to make room for, and I think they're burning it all down with DEWs and calling it forest fires.
Yeah, in Australia, Australia is one, and I think California is the other.
Yeah, California. Yeah, you know, they basically legalized pedophilia in California, and after they did that, the foster parents were gonna try to take my kids to California. And I'll tell you what, this actually worked out in our favor because I was like, me and mom was both like, oh, no, absolutely not. It's not happening. You do not take my kids nowhere near California. They just legalized, and we told her just like that. They just legalized pedophilia. You will not allow my kids to go there. Not to mention the whole West is on fire. You're not sending my kids into a danger zone. But y'all want to talk about, you know, you had the right to take my kids over a dirty house, but you want to endanger their lives or give a pedophile a chance to rape them legally?
Oh,
No.
I know, it's sick.
It's all sick. The whole thing is sick.
Yes.
After my son's home, he's smart. Once he's home and feels safe and comfortable, I'm going to sit him down to conversate with him, and I'm going to ask him, so what, did anything happen to you while you were in that nightmare of a place? I'm not going to lie to my kids. I tell them all the time, Mommy and Daddy want you back home. It's not up to us. It's up to these evil people.
I am sorry about your children.
Where?
No.
Roll a couple smokes.
Well, I made the GoFundMe if they want to share around people they know.
All right, look up Karen Pettit on my friends list.
I must admit, I don't have any money at the moment, Robert. I'm not working.
Well, just, if you can share it, around,
Sure.
we'll get it shared out. I can't share anything.
It's probably
right
not
now.
a good time right now with loads of people out of work, though, is it? And
Oh, I know it ain't. But maybe it'll pull through for something.
well, you know, like
Right
I was
now,
told, like there was one
trying to
job in
keep up
Newbury,
with-
and people were telling me 1,000 people had gone for one job. You know, like there's just not enough jobs.
Right.
No, they screwed the whole economy up, and then technology is screwing people too, because now they've got you can go and order your food online, and then all they need is a delivery driver and the person that cooks the food, or McDonald's and some of the other countries had an automated.
But it
machine
was really
right
weird.
there in the lobby.
In the last lockdown, Tesco's was open. These are supermarkets were open. You had what's the one in the sandwich? That one. That was open, but no McDonald's. Subway was open,
Well,
but not
right
McDonald's,
now they gotta
and not the other ones.
kill us off to make way for robotics. DARPA and robotics are going to be taking over for the labor force. They won't need us anymore. Once they got their robots fixing their robots and the robots building what they need and fixing and taking care of everything and whatever, they won't need us no more. Money won't exist at that time, but most of our bloodlines won't either.
Right.
I know, but when you're talking about this, it's as if it's the Second World War and we're in an open camp.
Pretty
Boot camp.
much.
Don't you just feel sorry then? I mean, in a way, for all those people that go and fight for their country thinking they're doing some good and don't realise what they're doing.
And it said I got my grandfather's flag. He was in the war. And I respect him. I never got to meet him, but I feel bad because he was fooled into the war machine and under the guise of fighting for our freedoms when in fact it was basically fighting for the state so the state could have more power and control.
Well, my grandpa
Right.
too.
Yeah, he's probably in there with my grandpa.
But your grandpa's World War I.
Grandpa ain't that old.
He was in Germany.
I don't know. Anyways, yeah. I've been trying to discover some of my family history because when my dad passed away, I got a trunk that was my grandma's full of pictures from London, and because my grandma's from London. So
My grandpa's from Germany.
I know we're finding this out. We're finding Amy is Italian, and my family come from Europe. We've all been moved around all our lives. People seem to be moving all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. You know, and then some people might, travel around the world and find somewhere they really like, and then that's where they live. So I mean, I like to just say, let's just look at it like this: there is no borders. Earth is all of our home.
Yeah, that's right. We're all one family, aren't we, Robert?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, I don't know if you got too much into sacred geometry, but based off of the whole fact of everything being a vibrational frequency and energy and sound and everything, it's like everything is related to everything. Everything came from the same source, which we are the earth. We are everything. The earth breathes.
Yeah.
The earth breathes. I mean, we don't understand it. We don't have to. That's not our job. We're here to experience this. And
Robert, Robert, can I ask you
that's all
something? Robert, do you think you're an empath, by the way?
Probably.
Do you have M's on your hand?
Do I have what?
M's on the palms of your hands. Do you have,
Palm of your hand.
do you have M's?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Not
looks like a couple of...
Not everybody has them, but I'm just wondering, it's harder for the empaths because, I must admit, a friend of mine said the other day, we're not here to wake people up anymore. We've just got to deal with what we've got to deal with now in this horrible world. But we can't sit waking anybody else up anymore. We've just got to...
Did you say the letter M?
Yeah.
I have M.
It looks like it.
I have M.
That looks like an M.
Yeah, like Zorro's gone. Yeah.
Right.
Lots of us have M's, but a lot of people don't have M's as well in the palms of their hands.
Well, it's an M, but it looks more like the lines are really long on mine compared to hers. Like, if you can see it, it starts there, then it goes there, then it comes back up, and it goes all the way down.
Oh.
So, yeah, I've got the mark.
You got the mark. It's just if you are an empath, you care about everybody, and it's horrible to be put in this situation. Amy cares about everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, that must be my problem. I think you hit the nail with the hammer.
Thing is, do you know what we're called today? We're called super empaths and super empaths aren't quiet anymore. We stand up and we shout now.
Yeah, well, you can only sit back and watch so much despicable behavior before you stand up and oppose it.
Well,
That's right.
my grandpa's from Germany and my grandmother is from Russia, and she was around. Well, my great grandmother was from Russia, and she was around when the Romanovs got killed.
Wow.
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 But they probably were doing bad things. I don't know, but that was a horror story about a family gets slaughtered.
I think government. If you look, you're into words, etymology. Mind in Greek. Sorry, ment means mind. So govern the mind. And Queen Victoria I passed over to a government here. So they've been doing it since the middle 1830s.
Yeah, and then they made a big breakthrough when they came out with the television with their MK Ultra mind
God,
control.
that is the worst thing possible. Is one of those things. Mind control.
Yeah, we got plenty of TV sets around this house, but you can't just sit here and allow.
We monitor it for the kids before they.
Oh, I'm not. It ain't just monitoring. I'm going to teach them so that they can be observant and they can see it. I don't mind watching it because I can watch it. It don't affect me no more because I can see it. I can see it and I call it out for the BS that it is.
Don't let them watch Disneyland.
No, I hate Disney. Disney.
Oh, well, that's Marvel. That's our son's Spider-Man.
Well, Disney just bought up Marvel, but all the old Marvel. My boy likes Spider-Man. I can't take that from him.
Well, we all grew up on things like that. We all had the television and all the wrong things.
Yeah, I grew up watching it, and I turned out okay.
You wake up, and you can't see it. I can't see any. I just can't pretend any of this is real and right. I can't.
No, and it's like I'm gonna teach my kids about all that stuff before, once they're old enough to understand.
Tyler's obsessed with Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, whose fault is that? You kept buying Mickey Mouse toys.
He just like, I don't know.
Mickey Mouse is one of the worst characters they came up with.
Yeah, well, they're all bad. Once you realise, they're all bad.
Oh man. Well, I mean, originally cartoons, I guess, were supposed to be for adults, but kids were liking them. So they tried to start making more kid-friendly versions, and then they put the subliminal messages in them.
Yeah.
But I mean, even that, they remember they did Homer. What's Homer from? Bart Simpson. And they did Trump walking down the escalator in that, didn't they? So it's all just fake.
I'm thinking whoever wrote The Simpsons is either one of the head honchos in the elite, or he knows how to time travel. Because The Simpsons have made so many predictions. So many.
Yeah, and also, do you know the other one that's not very good? You know what's the one with the dad in it? Forget that one. It looks like Homer Simpson kind of cartoon. Something Dad it's called.
Family Guy?
That's it, Family Guy. That one is awful. Have you ever listened to what they're saying on it? It's just disgusting.
Yeah, it's not for kids. It's definitely not for kids. That's a cartoon that's meant for adults to be watching. But like I was going to say though about Disney and Mickey Mouse being some of the worst ones they came out with, one of the original black and white cartoons, Mickey Mouse is standing on a conveyor line using his thing while he's dancing and whistling to poke holes in the cheese. So he's using his thing to poke holes in the cheese. He's dancing around with just his hips. And stuff like that.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I think what happens is that so many people are on mobile phones now that they're like maybe like the mums. They're half looking at it. All right, children, they're not watching it properly. But this stuff, and on a mobile phone, it's too small for people to notice.
Right.
It's the new babysitter.
I think so too.
This is babysitting adults. This device right here is babysitting adults, and the adults that ain't thinking with the ones that are thinking with their butts instead of their heads, are letting their kids have these. No. I'll give my kids walkie-talkies. I'll give them walkie-talkies.
You know, don't you? What I can't understand, because it's not like just occasionally that they're giving us subliminal messages. It's 24 hours a day on the television. And
oh, yes.
It's so many things, because obviously they make things like Jerry Springer, and we had Jeremy Carl, I think he's gone now, but they're all to show your relationships can't work. And then you've got the news doing it and lying and saying all these things are happening when they're not. It's every single thing you watch. It's all rubbish.
Oh, man, that Jerry Springer show was messed up.
Well, how my parents did it, I couldn't have a phone till I was 18.
I was watching
You can see why now, can't you? Because they obviously wanted you to be a young person and stay young as long as you could, because being an adult's horrible.
Well, my stepdad, he's Freemasonry too, so.
Yeah, I got into it with him about 4 years ago.
He's 30. What is it? 33.
33rd degree. I don't know.
33 degree Freemason.
He didn't take too kindly to me standing up for myself when he threatened me. Told him I ain't screwing you, dude.
Thing is, when you get to here, it's quite hard. I mean, I have it in my own family. I mean, the thing I think what they've done to society is through the television is make people narcissistic. Narcissists only care about themselves. They don't care about anybody else. And that's what they're doing. That's what, I'm sorry, it's a program, isn't it, Amy? We've watched quite a lot about it.
Yes, exactly.
It's a program. So you'll find that most of the family, most of your friends, they're all narcissists.
Yeah, and it's not their fault. They were brainwashed to be that way.
Yeah, it's not their fault, but some of us.
There's a really good song. I like expressing myself through music. I think you've heard some of my stuff in the past.
You write songs, don't you?
Yeah, I just released a new one against CPS again. I got a few flat Earth ones, and then I've got two that are against CPS. Probably a third one because CPS really got under my skin.
Hey, did you vote? Because what do you make about people who say they're awake but voted for a president? Because if you're
They ain't
awake,
awake. They're
if you're
diet woke.
awake, you wouldn't want to vote for them because you know that system's wrong.
That means you're consenting to being governed. So if you're going to consent to being governed, you are not awake. You are diet woke, and you need to keep digging.
Your votes do not matter. That's what Trump even said. Your votes do not matter. He actually brought that up in a press conference. Your votes do not matter.
That's because he's been feeding hints to the public.
He's one of them, though. Him and Biden work for the same people.
Well, sometimes they do turn on each other. A perfect example, hang on. Perfect example of the elites turning on each other was Princess Diana. She turned on him, and then she started having an affair with this other guy.
You don't know how much of this is all the stories. They like the drama. I mean, right now, look what they've done with your election.
This is stuff that people hear on the news.
But they like. I mean, what did they do to Trump for months? So you had Pulaski saying that they definitely got him on an impeachment. We did months of impeachment that have taken all that money out of the people's coffers, and basically he wasn't impeached. And they spent months doing that. It's all part of their game. They want these games. They want everybody in fear. They want everybody anxious because that makes money.
They feed off of that. They feed off of that energy.
They feed off of it.
They feed off of the fear.
Right.
They do. They feed off of it.
I choose not to fear because here, if you start thinking along these lines, for instance, we're all gonna die. Okay, all of us are gonna die at some point, or ascend, or leave this realm and this existence. At some point, we all leave here. So, you don't fear what it's pointless to fear something that you don't understand. If you can't control it, why fear it? I don't fear the weather. I can't control it.
Well, do you know
I'm
what?
not going to fear that. I can't control that.
I think they're trying to bring, like they said, the army and everything in. Because I went out yesterday, and it was as if we weren't in a lockdown. What I'm saying is there were people out, cars out, and this is why they threaten us with the army. Because if you don't listen, they threaten you with other stuff.
Right.
Well, their army, you got to think their army consists of a small majority of our population of younger, able-bodied people, which is a small majority of the population here. So if all the police, all the civilians, all the able-bodied civilians anyways, stand up and arm up, the military ain't going to do squat because they're going to be outnumbered way beyond what they can handle. What are they going to do? They're going to come blow everybody up? Probably. I don't know.
But you know what they told us, remember, you will know, they told us how terrible it was in Russia and all these other places. And actually, what they're saying that they did to their people, the West, America, Europe, they're doing it to us.
Yeah.
We're getting the same treatment.
I'm pretty sure they teach this over there where you're at, Karen, but I'm pretty sure every country teaches their students that they are the greatest, freest country in the world. Am I wrong? Or?
Well, we're supposed to have democracy, but I think I call it communism right now.
Yeah. So they don't claim that they're the freest, greatest, and all that.
Yeah, of course. Well, I don't know if they're quite like you, because obviously, I think it's done a little bit more in America, but, it's tyranny what they're doing.
Over here.
It's tyranny.
And what's funny is that this country ain't squat. I'm looking around watching a whole bunch of, and I'm not trying to be mean to these people. They fell for a trap. But I'm watching all these unhealthy, sick, obese people walking around, and it's like,
That's a program, though, because what you do is you demoralise the people. So basically, you can't have relationships. Everybody's putting on weight. Everybody's fearful. No one can stay together. Everybody's fearful of the past, fearful of the future, and then people can't think in the present. That's what they do.
Right.
Most people can't think when they're in fright, because the reptilian cortex of your brain is responsible for fight or flight, and in a fearful state, most people would go with flight. They're going to run away.
That's not healthy for you either. You need a balance. If you're always going into one system like the flight, that is also really bad for your body. Yeah.
No, you need to stand up for yourself, defend yourself. We're able to do that. So, but when we talk about this program, there's a really good song by Optimistic. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a younger guy. He does rap lyrics, but he's got a song he did called "Get With the Program," and he's calling out the TV programming for what it is: programming of your mind.
Yeah.
It's a really good song. It's called "Get with the Program" or something like that, and it's by Optimistic. I'll send it to you in the messenger. I've got him on my playlist.
So
I'll send a couple.
me and Amy are a little bit older than you, and we can see what's going on. I just wonder what it's like for the younger people that see this is going on.
Yes.
Is it worse for you? You've got longer to live than us now, and you know you've like.
I gotta deal with it for longer. I envy y'all.
Oh, but have you ever known it like this? It wasn't like this. Say, I don't know. I said to Amy, I just want to go back to the 80s and 90s. It seemed much quieter and everything. You know.
Even the 90s weren't that bad. I was born in the 80s, but even the 90s weren't nothing like this. I mean, I could see people struggling. I was a teenager, kid growing up, but.
Did we not take any notice of what was going on the news then? But it's just hard not to notice it, and part of you does it as, we all research, don't we? We research
as a kid growing up, I never really watched the news. I just peeked at it. I didn't really pay attention to it. The one time I really kind of paid attention to it was when the Twin Towers got attacked. But that was an inside job all the way around, so... And as a 14, I was 14 years old when it happened, so as a 14-year-old boy, I actually believed that airplanes could do that. Until I got to researching as an adult and seeing the holes that birds leave in the airplane holes. I mean, it was ridiculous. I guess concrete and steel ain't the thing.
Yeah, what people don't realise is you're just flying around in a Coke can.
They're all under hypnosis. They're under a state of hypnosis.
That's because the people are watching the programme and don't realise they're being lied to.
And a lot of these programs, like the news, hypnotize you. If you zoom in on a lot of these news stations, they always got high graphic, high definition, spinning and moving objects. Usually the spin that's going to get you in a relaxed, hypnotic, susceptible state where you can.
Well, to be honest, if you're watching the television all the time, you're a zombie.
Yeah. Or if you're on one of these all the time.
I mean, I actually really love these. They're not my parents. I just kept in touch with them, and I went to see them year on, year out. But in the end, she was go, shh, this is on, shh, the news is on. Shh. She couldn't take her eyes off the thing.
Right.
Yeah, some people, I've watched some people watch news like it's a football game, and I'm not even for that either, give them bread and circuses and they'll never revolt. Even as a kid, I never really got into watching sports. I had some adults try to get me into it, and I was like, this is stupid. Why would I want to watch them have fun? Let me go put on the football gear and go hit people.
I think a lot of it is recorded. Like, I put a video out where there's like two basketball players. They're mimicking each other as they're going through the court, and it's like, none of it's real. None of it. It's all virtual reality, like a computer game. And even the newsreaders, you don't even know whether you're watching a man or a woman. You don't even know if you're watching the right sex.
No. Nope. That's true.
And do you know what? I watched this one day. I can't remember what she's called. I was trying to look for her because I saw it and I thought I'll go back, and then I forgot. She was called like Honey, and you could see her Adam's apple moving up and down on her throat. So why? It's so demonic though.
I know it. Well, you see what they had coming in some of the schools to read to kids, and I got a big problem with that. So, I mean, my kids better not be subjected to any of that stuff, or they're going to be putting me in jail for a real reason, instead of all the fake reasons they keep locking me up for.
Yes, I know.
Dirty hell.
So, Robert, why do you think they went after you? Oh, sorry, Amy, you finish, Amy. What are you saying, Amy?
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I know that they have those drag queens and stuff come in and read to the children, and,
Oh, yeah, the drag queens.
Obvious that
We have pantomimes where the men dress up as women. They actually put it in your face. People don't realise it's not just a well, it is a pantomime. All of it's a pantomime.
Yeah.
Just asking you, Robert. I've forgotten what I was going to ask you now. It was about your children. Why do you think they picked on you, Robert?
I think it could be a number of reasons. One of the main reasons is just the fact that my family's been being attacked for years, and maybe I'm just a target because I was a foster. I've been in groups on Facebook with for Parents Against CPS, And a lot of one of the questions was, do they target fosters? Well, the answer is yes, they do target fosters. And then there was another question, do they target people on EBT or on government subsidized help? Absolutely, you are on a list and you are a target.
Can I just say though, I don't mean to be rude, but if the television's got copyrighted adverts on and they pick it up, I'll get a strike for the hangout. Sorry.
Your thing you're not even watching. Yeah, but if this picks it up, then they're gonna. So far, it's not playing any music.
We'll talk for a little bit longer, but but why do they want to do that? Like, it seems that if you've gone into care, it's even worse for you, because most of those are going to be narcissistic because they've already been totally let down as children and grow up feeling the same, and they don't realise it, and then they treat everybody like they were treated as a kid. So they're already. They think you're going
to be an easier target if you've been through the system because you've already been traumatized.
Yeah.
And that normally probably works. But then they got me.
Yeah, but the thing is, once you wake up, it changes your life. It's not just about what we're living on. It's a whole concept to me. It's everything.
When I woke up, I think there's a number of things I've done since I left foster care that's just totally pissed them off. Number one, I got off the pills, so Big Pharma ain't making money off me no more. I'm no longer a Big Pharma zombie. That's one reason that they're probably mad at me. Two, I'm highly verbal and able to explain myself, and I'm out trying to wake
Amy,
people up.
What's the film we watched that seems like... Honestly, I didn't think how relevant this film was. What's the film, Amy?
Oh, The Adjustment Bureau?
Watch that one, okay? And you'll realise that that's what we're living in. Unfortunately, it's got Matt Damon, Tom Cruise, whoever they are. It's got that actor, but the film is quite good because it tells you that basically it's all a program and everybody's sort of, they've written it out how everybody's can meet or not meet. No, you're not supposed to meet that person, and they get in the way.
Yeah, they got several movies like that you can check out too. One of my favorites still to this day is the 1988 flick, They Live.
Yeah, of course.
You want to look at what they've done essentially to the people? Watch the movie called, they made 3 of them. What was that called?
Well, there's the Truman Family as well. That's a good one for that. And even Arnold Schwarzenegger going to Mars, Total Recall. That one's pretty good when you actually work out things in that. It's always showing you bits about what they're doing to us.
The movie. They had factions. The end of the world, and they set up factions. Oh, what in the world? You love the movie. You've watched it a million times. I'm trying to think of this movie. They had factions set up. So basically divisions, groups. That's another movie that kind of showed Divergent. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, the movie series Divergent, I think, has got a lot of truth in it just from watching it. If you look at it from a subliminal standpoint, it's got a lot of truth in it. I've never watched The Hunger Games.
Everything that you're watching has a part of it in there, and then you look at all the films, and you can it's just total. Oh.
They rub it in their faces nonstop.
What it is we've realised that all the actors are the same, so actually we need our money back if you go to the cinema because you're only watching the same actor. It's just there's no way I'm going to the cinema anymore.
No, I mean, as far as acting goes or putting on a play, I think that stuff's fun. Sure, I used to be a good actor. I used to be in a drama class. Sure, I'd love to act on stage and make people laugh. It used to be my favorite thing to do. I love making people laugh. And now the only thing I can do to make people laugh is by telling them the truth, because the way I put it makes them think. And then when they think about it, first they're shocked, and then after that they, it's funny.
Do people listen to you then?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got a few people, but I can't seem to get people to go out and wake up others. Like, I can get people to wake up, but they don't go out and drill this crap to other people. Like, you need to go plant seeds, man.
What that's about, don't you? When you're watching the television and the program, everybody's one. That all those people, well, that's clothes I'm wearing, that's the way I'm going to think, that's what I'm... When you do this, it separates us, because you don't want that anymore. So people can't handle it, because it means that their pretend life isn't real. They can't handle it.
like I said, everything's a lie. They flipped everything backwards. They got us, out here they tell you as you're growing up, everybody's different. Everybody's different. Oh, it's good. It's okay to be different. It's good to be different. Actually, stop pointing out the differences and start pointing out how much we're all alike. Because we are all so much more alike than we are different.
That's right.
Period. I could go on for hours, and you can put anybody you want in this chat, and chances are they're going to agree with at least 80% of what I say, 70% of what I say, because we're all in this together. We all got the same goals in mind for the most part. We want to live a happy life, try to, and enjoy ourselves.
If we hadn't woken up, we'd have just gone through it, or it's a different kind of fear, because when I saw that heading that we're going to have World War III, you think, oh my God, like how much worse could that be? Because that means no food.
Yeah, that's where we're heading towards next, but I don't think it's going to be World War III that brings on the food shortage. I think it's going to be the walrus. The walrus is coming to eat all the food, folks.
Well, do you know as well as I'm going to look it up, because basically someone put it on a video I was watching that where is it? Basically, that COVID is a military operation for martial law. That's what it really is.
Yeah, that's what the walrus was for. They were going to try to get medical martial law pushed. And then Antifa, and then these rioters started up, and the red flag on the rioters is the fact that they came in on, they came in on buses. They're not even destroying their own town. They're coming in on buses to destroy somebody else's town. And they're getting paid for it.
Yes. That's true.
So it's like...
everybody needs to wake up. They need to wake up and realize what's happening to them.
Yeah, I've been awake for quite a while now, and, when these I knew the riots were going to start, so I was like, I talked to some of my people, and I bought a pistol, and then I got screwed over for that. Wow, when does the ridiculous crap end? And, Kyle Rittenhouse just got cleared of all charges, and he shot somebody. All I did was prepare. All I did was try to prepare for the worst, and I went to jail, and I'm facing a felony just for protecting my friends and family. There's other people that live in this household. I was the only one that had a pistol in the house, and it was for everybody's protection in this house. It's gone now. We got blades and baseball bats.
You know what that's about, though, don't you? Because in your constitution, it says you can oust the government, and most people have guns. We don't have guns. I pray they don't take your guns away, because that's it. It's over. While the Americans have guns, maybe we have a little bit of a chance.
Yeah, you guys do stand a little bit of a chance. If we can end it here in America, if we can end it here and we keep all our guns, then we can end it everywhere else and give everybody their guns. Switzerland, what is it? Switzerland, I think. Switzerland needs to stand up with us too. They're an anarchist society over there, from my understanding, and everybody has an AR-15 on their back. That's how it should be everywhere.
CERN is there. CERN. That's great. Oh, that thing. And, they keep harping us as well. I looked up what HARP was. It said mind control and the weather. And then Trouble was explaining that the sky is a bit like a brain. And that makes sense why they're using HARP on us.
Yeah.
And Robert, guess what I saw in HARP? It's a VAC. It's a chip. That's what they really want us to have, is a chip.
A chip, yeah, they want to chip us.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
But I just don't understand why they want to do this. We're, like everybody can say these things, but when they brought the Planademic in, we shut down overnight without one soldier or one police officer. We're peaceful people.
Right. Yeah, we shut down without any kind of rioting right off the bat over here.
Yeah, it's not like we went, oh my goodness, because of this now, we've got 20 million more deaths and through people being shot or shops being raided. No, they didn't report anything like that, did they? It's just that whole Planademic, day in, day out, day in, day out. Even now, it's just, they don't talk about economies, they don't talk about all these other things, they just talk about the stupid Planademic all the time. Or the walrus. They keep talking about the walrus all the time. Like, Oh, it just is. I only keep abreast of it for research,
I know.
and it does my head in.
Right. Yes.
I'm mad at you. Not you guys. We're mad at our snake right now.
Oh.
Just actually claim Zilla.
Shut up. She won't eat.
She wants to be held. That's why she's doing that. I don't know. She's weird.
What, you got a snake?
I've got a ball python. I've had her since she was a baby. She's fasting right now. She's not going to eat probably for the next 6 months. Which is weird. I don't know how they can do that. They're more of a spiritual creature than any creature I've ever seen. They live their whole life with no limbs, and they can go 7 months without killing anything or eating anything.
Yeah.
And they're actually pretty gentle creatures. I mean, she's never bit anybody.
They're much more intuitive, aren't they, animals? They live by their instincts, and yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people that come around me, they you know, they're like, what are you, are you Dr. Doolittle or something? Yeah, that's my wife.
No, you look after the animals, do you?
I tell them, I said, you know what? If God ever came back looking for somebody to build an ark, I bet you'd come knocking on my door. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, why animals like me, but
He's mean.
I am not mean. Just because I stand up for what I believe in doesn't make me mean.
You're mean. You're a mean person.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's just. I just find this.
You guys just feel on camera. You don't know what he does.
She's seen some of my videos. I can blow up occasionally.
I got witnesses now. Go ahead. Do what you do. Come on.
Thing is, with what's happened to you and your kids, you're not likely to be in a good place right now, are you? Either of you. It must be horrible. I feel so sorry for you.
It's not easy. I just try to deal with it day by day.
And the thing is, this thing about travelling all the time to go and see them and everything. What's all that about? Like, why every day have you got to go to an appointment? Why every day?
Because they try to set up a bunch of extra ones. They're just trying to wear us down and stretch this out until the court date. Because, like I said earlier, they expected them to come home early. But if they come home now, then they're gonna start getting sued early. When if they keep them in till the court date, that'll be that extra month worth of money they just made. But I'm taking all of it anyways. And then I'm going to use it to petition to shut them down for good. They got to go. I promised my grandma something, and I didn't think I'd be able to do it, but now I'm starting to think I can do it. If I can sue them and I can win big, I can use that money for good, and I can shut them down. That's I'm gonna make it my life work to shut down criminal organizations like that.
It's hard for me to get to work right now because we don't have gas. You can get me to work.
I ain't worried about gas. If we can rediscover some of the knowledge that's out there. There was a guy in the 70s, I think it was. He discovered how to make a vehicle run on water.
Yeah.
No carbon footprint for that either.
I forget what his name is now. I've forgotten what his name is, but yeah.
I don't know what his name was, but he sold his design to the government, and then the last thing that he told his brother was that
I don't think he did. He died a bit mysteriously. They probably because they don't.
He told his brother. Yeah, he died mysteriously. He told his brother after the meeting where he sold it that he thinks they poisoned him because they poisoned him.
But we don't never know the truth of these things. What really happens?
No, I'm pretty sure they poisoned him. I don't know what they used, but.
Well, if I could afford to buy a big island, you could all come and live on there, and then you'd have to be awake to live on there, and we look after ourselves.
I'm all for that, but I'm going to take a wild guess. I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that they poisoned him with antifreeze. Because antifreeze tastes sweet. It wouldn't be that hard to pour it for somebody and for them to think that it was juice. That's why you can't leave it laying out around a dog. A dog will drink it thinking that it's something that they can drink, and it'll
also
kill
it doesn't show up in your body the same, does it? Because I've heard, well, if that's true.
That's probably, I'm just guessing, but I bet you, knowing the elite, the way they operate, they would have found great humor in killing somebody who has intelligence in mechanics with something that's used for mechanics. You know, it's how they do things. They've
done it with aeroplanes, haven't they? Because aeroplanes don't have fuel in them, like they're saying. They've lied to us about that.
Oh, yeah, that thing. I was looking into that a little bit too, and it was pretty obvious right off the get-go that they're not using jet fuel in them planes. And I went personally to the airport and sat and watched and waited for a fuel truck. Never happened. Never came. Never
Sometimes,
showed
though,
up.
what it is they're supposed to pump it, whatever it is, even if it's air. They pump it from underground, so we might not see it. And then
the small amount of fuel they use is a very tiny truck that doesn't have enough to do any of what they claim. And a lot of people had the starters.
I broke a video down because once you've got the front part of the wing, which has got the flaps on it, and you've got the back part of the wing with the flaps on it, and then they retract in to a system that's running down the wing, where do the tanks
go?
Hydraulics.
There's no tanks. It's all hydraulics. Everything in the wings and then that back wing. I don't know the technical terms for it, but that's all hydraulics. And they try to claim that basically 13 tankers worth of fuel is in each wing. If you ever watch an airplane land wrong, the wings can snap off very easily.
Yeah.
So if there's 2 swimming pools worth of fluid on both sides of this flying device, and you land it wrong, your wings are going to snap off, or you're going to get
I took a lorry driver. He didn't really want to come on and do a hangout, but I used.
And then
he said that if you don't stop the truck right, the fluid hits the back of the van, and like a. Yeah. That's what I'm saying is that if they turned with all that fluid in it, the plane would fall out of the sky.
Yeah, it would. The wings would break off.
Yeah.
It would fall straight out of the sky. The wings would break off. It's
complete
utter
Coke cans flying around in a Coke can.
But people were confusing air starters for fueling. And all that big pink hose is, or orange or whatever color it is, that comes out on that little truck. All it is an air starter because it's all. As soon as that thing gets started, it sucks air in and pushes it out with force.
And you know something else they've lied to us about, because it's not that when they showed us these planes taking off, they had people in them. But what they've done is, they've used whatever they're doing in the military, they've used military technology and put them into passenger planes. And when these planes take off and fly around just above your heads at these air shows, basically that's 4D flying they're using. That's 4th dimensional flying, these things. You can only find films of toy machines doing it when the plane jumps on its tail through the air and stuff. But that's what they're using. They're using the same technology in passenger planes, but they didn't tell us.
Right. Yeah. Well, why wouldn't they use the same technology? I mean, why waste money using something that's highly polluting and highly cost effective? You know, like if it's costing you an arm and a leg to fuel it, why not use something that's better?
Also, people don't realise that the Wright brothers, they use petrol to take off.
They're rolling out the solar program around here, like over here in Michigan and whatnot. They're rolling out the solar program. I opened it to read it a little bit, and as soon as I read it, I was like, this is a freaking joke. This ain't helping nobody. It's for homeowners only. The majority of the people don't own their homes. They rent, and they're struggling really bad. But you're going to offer it to people who have the money to own their own stuff? And just a homeowner? I said, screw you and your BS. This technology should be free to everybody.
Yes.
Also, people haven't looked up the Wright brothers. If you look the Wright brothers up, they used petrol. They used petrol to take off, and then they switched to electric, and then they switched it back to petrol to land. I know they didn't fly for, on their tests for that long, but if you go and look up the information, it'll tell you. So they already. How could people not put that together?
I remember that stuff. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm just walking over here for a second. I gotta get my fill out of her tank. She's I'll show her to you. She's pretty cool. Hang on, you want to come out of there? Hey, you're moving stuff around, Zilla. Hang on. Give me a second. It's got a padlock on it. Hey, maybe one day you'll be 30 foot long and we can feed the Illuminati to you. Oh. Alright. Almost. Are you guys still there?
We're going to be shown Robert's snake.
No.
Amy can't see it. I'm seeing it through my phone.
Yeah.
I
can't see it yet.
Yeah, I gotta let me get her off this pipe. There we go. Let go of that. I got you. It's okay. God, you're strong. She's getting so strong.
The next thing,
All right.
As long as Robert's all right and doesn't get harmed during our hangout. Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, she's not as big as I thought she'd be.
Oh, I've had her since she's a baby. She's still little. Here, right here. Got a grip?
He's got the snake.
It?
Everybody, he's got the snake round his neck.
Yeah, she's harmless.
Yeah, I had a.
I gotta watch her though. She's sneaky.
She used to wear the snake around her neck, and then she'd forget she had it on, and she'd drive to the different, like the drive-throughs, and her snake was around her neck, and the people that did the drive-through would freak out.
Oh dear.
Hi. How are you? Why are you eating?
Well, we've been going for a little bit of time here, Robert. Is there any sort of message you'd like to say to people? Don't forget, Walrus, Lyrus, if you've got to say those things. Walrus, Lyrus.
Don't fear things. If I got anything I could tell everybody right now, don't fear things you don't understand. I see a lot of people that are actually scared of these for no apparent reason other than Hollywood movies that scared people.
Snake.
They are very, very, I mean, as you can see, very slow. She's very slow moving. She's very calm. And snakes are reptiles, and reptiles pick up on energies that we put off more than. Yes, I love you too. Okay, can I talk? Are you gonna be Ava? Are you gonna be Ava Jr.? Anyways, they can feel the energies you put off, and if you're gonna be scared around them, that's when you might get bit because they're like, you're bigger than me. What's scaring you? I better get scared. And if you're not putting off that fear, they don't feel that fear. She doesn't feel that with me, so she doesn't freak out.
Aww.
And as you can see back there in the background, that is basically Mouse Haven. I don't lock them in the cage. If they wanted to get away, they could. They don't.
What animal don't you have then?
Let's see. We're still trying to get a hedgehog. We got 2 bunnies. We got Ava, the husky. I've got a couple of mouses and a rat.
What? And they all get on together with the snake?
Yeah, for the most part. There's a mouse in the snake tank right now, but she ain't eating them. No, she's got more respect for life than that. She won't pointlessly kill them either. I had a rat in there. I thought she was hungry.
Can I ask you something, Robert? Robert, can I ask you something? Robert.
The rat was attacking the snake.
Robert,
she would not attack the snake, the mouse. She was just trying to get away from it. And I'm like,
Robert, can I ask you something? Your camera is moving around. Do you know that? It's moving.
Yeah, it does it on its own. I'm using what's called a portal, and it's got it automatically follows you around. It's actually a GoPro lens too. You can probably see curving. It's what they use to fool you with. I actually found this thing in the trash. It's like a $400 device somebody threw out.
Yeah.
You did want to be held, didn't you? Oh, it's okay. I didn't mean to tap your face. You're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when's the court date then with the children?
Babe. I might have to get back to you on that. I don't know where the paperwork's at right now.
Well,
it's all been being done on my phone. We had to drive to all the courthouses are shut down.
You've got to do it over the phone.
Yeah, I've been recording it because our courthouses weren't allowing phones in the courtroom. But as soon as we were doing court at home from the couch, I was like, I'm recording you criminals. So I've got a whole bunch of documented footage for the Supreme Court. I've watched videos of the Supreme Court get on CPS, and it's not pretty. They are not gonna. CPS is not gonna like this when they go in front of the Supreme Court. When's our court date for the kids? 17th of November.
Oh my God, that's only That's only in about 9 days time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't got over home visits yet, so I'm wondering how that's gonna work. Like I said, they're gonna drag this out for the last possible minute, and then at the court date, the kids should get released. She's right here on my shoulder. Don't have fear. Please stop having fear around her.
Well,
You're gonna freak her out.
we wish you really good luck with that one, Robert.
Yes, I pray and
Well,
everything.
I've been told them, I was like, y'all ain't taking my kids, y'all ain't beating me. I told them that before I had kids. I told them before I had kids, don't come messing with me because I'll document everything you do. I guess they didn't heed my warning because they're stupid.
Right.
Stupid and greedy. Stupid and greedy.
Yes. Yes.
When you don't believe in what they're doing in the system, it's really hard to follow the system, isn't it? Like with your kids. I can imagine what you want to do, but you've got to behave in a certain way.
There's certain laws that we have to follow because if we don't, they'll, take our kids.
They won't give your kids back, no.
Right. And they look for any reason or excuse to steal them. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I got ya. You can't go behind my pillow. Here, go sit right there. You're fine. You're fine. The mousie's not going to get you. You're all right.
I wonder if the animals understand what's going on, because they're constantly bombarding us with waves, aren't they? Like my computer can pick up 10 other Wi-Fi's. They've all got 5G or 6G on them. You've got radio waves, television waves. You've got natural.
It's affecting out of the animals. I think the ones that's going to affect the worst are the birds because they follow the electromagnetic ley lines of the Earth to fly around and navigate. And with all the radio waves and the 5G and all the garbage, it could affect that electromagnetic
Do you know what I've
ley
noticed,
line
Robert?
and get lost. I watched a video. I watched a video with a cell phone. They put it on the ground by some ants, and when it started ringing, the ants lost track of where they were going and started doing circles around the phone.
Wow.
Because it messed with their navigation. Whatever they used for navigation, they weren't able to navigate correctly, so they started running circles around that cell phone.
I don't know whether you've noticed it or not, but we don't get sunny days like you do in America. I mean, a lot of America gets more sunny days. The birds come out in the morning, and then they don't make any noise again till the next morning. They don't sing all day long. They're not making any noise.
I don't know. Roll a couple.
You have used her for that. Don't do that shit.
Raven, relax.
Yeah, they don't make any noise at all. The birds.
What's that? Oh.
What I'm saying is they come out in the morning when dawn's here, but then they go quiet for the rest of the day, and then they don't make any noise till the next dawn.
Yeah, it's probably something to do with, I don't know if that's something to do with, like, their mating, or if it's the electromagnetic ley lines getting messed up.
Also, you do realise birds need electric to fly, and that's why they go to the trees and things?
Yeah, electromagnetics.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of creatures use, here's a way to prove gravity is a complete hoax. A lot of people don't know this, but bumblebees don't actually use their wings to fly.
No.
They have a cavity inside their body that creates an electromagnetism that's opposite of whatever's holding us down, that allows them to levitate. Bumblebees levitate.
Yeah, I heard that when a bumblebee resonates well enough, once it gets into the zone, they can travel at 50 miles an hour. You don't want to be hit by a bee doing 50 miles an hour, do you? A bumblebee.
No, I've had it happen. I was driving a Vogue 260. I was doing about 60 mile an hour, and I'm pretty sure it was a bumblebee because I had to pull a stinger out of my arm. But I felt a wham. It felt like a rock or something. I didn't even know I got stung. Oh, I forgot about you. Yeah, you better stay up there. The lid's open on the snake tank, and the mouse is on top of the tank. Yeah, what's up? You're a lucky mouse. The Zilla ain't hungry. Well, that's cool, because they can go play up there. I think that's cool that she doesn't eat all the time.
Well, yeah, you're not going to be Robert to me now. I'll just call you Dr. Doolittle.
Right. Oh, she's a beautiful snake, though. I mean, look at her.
Yeah, nobody can see it. Only I can see it. But yeah, it's a nice snake. Very nice.
Aww.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah. Robert, we've been going for a bit of time now. Do you want to carry on for a few more minutes, or do you think we've done enough?
If you want to, we can. I don't care.
All right, we'll go on for a little bit longer. But I mean, one of the reasons I've talked to you is A, I know that you're a flat earther, but two, I like to hear the people talking, so that's another reason why. Plus, it's ages since we've had a hangout.
Problem. Probably because he's hanging out with people that talk shit about us. I don't know. I don't really care anymore. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Oh, I've just forgotten.
It gets difficult trying to do videos.
I've forgotten. What did I say, Amy? I've forgotten.
you said that you like to hear from
I like to hear from the people, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
But
sure.
but we haven't had, thank you, Amy, but we haven't had a hangout for a while, so.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a good minute since we did one.
Yeah, I actually found you on some of the earliest videos. I've got them on my computer, some of those hangouts 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah. I've still got Dimitri, or, how do you say his name? Dimitri?
Series,
yeah, okay, yeah, we called him Series too. But yeah, he's, I haven't talked to him in a while. Is he doing okay? You still talk to him?
No.
Did y'all,
No, I don't talk to him anymore, but he was a part of the original Sun and Moon, but no. To be honest, we had all the map makers. We had one that was doing under the ground, one doing the land, one doing from the land up to the sky.
He was doing some interesting stuff with, I remember he was doing some interesting stuff with elevation.
Yeah, and then we had one doing the like in the toroidal field we're in. So the one that's in the toroidal field, he's gone back to being a glober, which I just don't get. And then the other ones, I just think that they got really arrogant because they all thought they knew it all. So in the end, I said we're going with the people.
Yeah, you're fine.
We decided to go with the people instead.
Put your hand up there. Put them up with the other mice.
None of us can prove what shape we are. We can't prove it. They're what everybody thinks, and everybody's working together. But they just thought they were little gods. And I'm sorry, we're all equal, and I'm not. Well, I can't be doing with all that ego and everything. I can't do it.
Yeah, ego's a big problem with it. It's like this. It's like all of us were born here not knowing. So, I mean, there's always a chance that we could be wrong. So the point of being a truth seeker or truth-seeking flat earther is to always be capable to tear down those walls. If you're not capable of tearing down those walls, you're going to develop cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
And follow blindly any kind of information that could be false.
Well, I think there's 3 types of people, Robert. There's the globies, then there's those that think that they're flat earthers, and then the flat earthers.
Remember what I said
a lot
about
of people
fear?
talk, but they don't walk the walk. They only talk it, but don't walk it.
Remember what I said about fear? The energy, if you put it off, you see what she's doing? See how she knotted herself around my hand?
Right.
She does that to hide herself. She goes under, takes her head and goes underneath herself. They do that when they're scared. Because my wife, she's scared of them because she got tortured with one when she was a kid, I guess. I'm trying to break her of the fear because they're really gentle creatures.
Yeah, for everybody who can't see, Robert's got the snake in his hand.
Yeah, she's kind of got my hand.
Yeah, she's wrapped round his hand.
You holding on good?
Yeah, you got, and when you wake up, that isn't just the end of it. So you wake up and you think, oh, water's flat. Oh, this. It goes on and on and on. And even when you think you've learned everything, more stuff comes to you.
Or you come up with new questions that need answered. I know we came up with some good questions that we came up with for answers back in the day, and they're on those videos. I'm going to go back and watch those again. It's been a while. But I know we had a lot of good points. And
also, what has to happen is we have to understand how the globe works better than a globie. Because they don't realise that it's 1,000 miles at the equator and you're not going... They don't know all these things.
Right.
Oh, don't tell me that mouse is down on the ground. Hey, no, mouse. Nope. Don't be stupid. I will never catch you. Come on. No, I'm not going to hurt you. I can hear you guys.
There's animals running around his flat everywhere. Or his room.
Oh.
Here we go. And now he's on the back of the tank.
So, how many hours behind me are you then? If it's oh my God, it's midnight here now. What,
There we go. Little white mouse. See, I gotta hold him by his tail because he's freaked out. But once I put him in here, he's good.
what time is it for you, Robert?
It is 7:08 p.m.
Okay, so you are Amy's 5 hours behind me. You're 5 hours behind me. So you don't live close to each other, you two then?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in Michigan.
Well, I'm in Maryland, so I guess a couple hours away by plane, maybe.
Where are you at? You kind of cut out.
It's not that far, not that.
She's in Maryland.
Oh, Maryland?
Maryland,
Yeah,
Baltimore.
that's a decent trip.
Baltimore.
Oh, Karen, did I tell you I met a flat earther in real life?
Yeah.
It was a few years back.
Right.
Yeah, he's on my friends list. Travis Quinn. He's from my area. He's not a real big known flat earther because he doesn't really mess with it online. I think he's just sick of it all, like most people probably are.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, he was pretty cool. I ran into him at the gas station, and I can't remember what was said, but I said something to him, and then I waited until he came outside because his response triggered me to wait for him outside. When he came outside, I said, "I bet you know more than you're letting on." I said, what else kind of stuff you know about? And he goes and says something along the lines of, well, I can tell you one thing's for sure, we don't live on a globe. I was like, oh, bet. I thought you were different than these people. Cool. So I added him on Facebook. I openly talk about it in public. I don't care what people think.
That's cool.
I don't even know what to say anymore, Robert. We did a lot of work. We did a lot of work and years ago, and you know, that's 16. It's getting. What are we? 2020. It's getting on for 5 years now.
Yeah, let's not go in my hair, Zilla.
It's quite frustrating, isn't it, to be awake for 5 years and the world is just crazy.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I've always known the government was crooked, but I didn't consider myself awake until I knew the details. Once I knew the details, then I did. Give myself a flat earth tattoo, too. Here, I'll show it to you.
Ooh, hang on.
It's still a work in progress. It's that one right there.
Oh, right, yeah. Robert's got 1 or 2 tattoos on him, haven't you, Robert?
I'm getting started tattooing myself. Got my kids' names on this arm. Didn't do too bad for left-handed. I did all that with my left hand. Yeah, I've got a good deal on a kid. And I'm not for that ball game of, it's in the temple and all that stuff. I'm like, no, it's really not. It's just art and these bodies, mobiles, guys.
I've not actually fancied having any tattoos myself, but it doesn't bother me when other people do.
I didn't get my first tattoo till I was like 17, but at that time I didn't know what to get tattooed, so I got stupid stuff tattooed on me. Everything I have tattooed now has meaning. My kids' names, the flat earth. Right here it says Dad. Hey, no, you're not going in the blanket. This is how strong her grip is. Like, she's got a hold of me good.
I'm not that much into snakes, I'm afraid. Sorry, I don't mean to be horrible. They're not my favourite animal.
They're not. Well, I guess they're probably one of my favorites, but not my. I don't know what. Probably my dog, wherever she went. I bet she's laying on the bed at the end of on the floor at the end of the bed. Ava. Yep. I was just checking on you. I'll let her get you. Or would it be the other way around? Now, Zilla don't mind my dog too much, but my dog did take a natural course of instinct towards her once. Just once. Now she knows you're a pet. If she saw her slithering around the bed and took a bite at her. You don't slither around the bed anymore, do you? Isn't she chill?
She is very quiet there, yep, she is. Do you find that? Do you find in your, because obviously you're younger and everything, do you find that people are waking up generally or not?
In my age group, seldom. There's a few. I'm actually, I try to reach out to some of the younger crowd, but I think they're hearing me, but a lot of it's just in one ear and out the other because they're so zombified. There's no turning back for them. Like, they got it worse than we did. I feel bad for any generations after them that where the parents allow the state to raise them. I'm not going to allow the state to raise my kids because then my kids will be all messed up.
I feel the same. I've got one of my sons understands. One of my sons understands
I got Matthew back the first time.
But two of them don't, and they're so arrogant to me. My parents are arrogant. They're just, everybody's arrogant and rude. They just don't get it.
And a lot of it's, like you can, it's easy to fool a man, but it's hard to convince a man he's been fooled, or a woman. People don't like being had, and for some people, their ego is going to be so, overbearing that they're not gonna want to hear it. And even if they do listen, it's not gonna do anything because of cognitive dissonance. They're just gonna keep holding on to that core belief. They're gonna come up with any excuse they can of why what you're telling them can't be true.
That's it. They get this glazed look on your face when you open your mouth. Usually, I think most people think that I'm a bit nutty, but I'm not the nut. They're the nuts.
Fluoride's there.
Yeah, whatever it is, they just go, duh. They don't want to take it in either. You mention something, and they just don't want to take it in.
No.
The fluoride's there.
I don't know what it is. All I know is they don't want to take it in.
Nope. And, a lot of people, I watch people I know and care about even, they're not standing up to do anything. Thanks through, as they're floating through life.
What do we do? You're younger generation. What do we do?
Keep on waking up whoever is willing to stand up and do something.
I just think most people out there are zombies or narcissists.
There's plenty of people out there that'll listen. It's just the thing is don't waste your time on somebody once you realize that they're definitely a dead end as far as like they're not gonna go look into any of it. They're not gonna learn anything. It'd be a waste of your time.
Well, that's why I think like someone said the other day in one of my hangouts, we're not here to wake anybody up anymore. We've got other things to do, like what's actually happening to us.
They need to wake themselves up. For myself even, I woke myself up. I didn't have anybody guide my hand through it. So it's going to be on the person themselves when they sit down and actually decide, hey, what's going on in the world? Let me find out. It's got to be on them to actually want to know. If they think, I think somebody's lying to me. Maybe I should check this out. That's when they're going to find out and they're going to learn it. They're not going to learn it if they're all ate up in this system, believing in the system's lies, and you come along and say, hey, they're lying to you, bro. You should go check it out. Go check this link out, this link out. They'll be like, oh, yeah, all right, cool. They're going to learn that piece of paper that you wrote that link on before they even get home.
It really is a beast system.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
If only people knew, like the ones that are asleep, if only they understood. I mean, I'm not saying that we know everything, because we don't. But if they only understood it, they would never, ever want it. What difference does it make whether we're moving or not? Of course it does.
Well,
what, you want to be lied to all the time?
You ever hear how some people compare them to snakes? The bad people?
Yeah, NASA.
All of them. Or NASA, yeah, any of the bad government people, they're sneaky like a snake.
Yeah.
They can be sneaky, but at least a snake knows its place and isn't trying to control everybody. Ain't that right? Oh, I didn't mean to scare you. It's just me. Hi. What are you doing? Look at that pretty face. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm getting to the stage where nothing surprises me anymore, but I just wish we could make the system go now. I don't want it at all.
No, I don't consent to it neither. We don't need it. We can still have everything we have. I think that's another thing that worries people is if we shut down all these systems, then what about our internet and our TV? We can still have all that stuff. That's cool. That's great. We don't need government for that.
No, and
we don't need someone controlling us.
It probably wasn't them that caused all this, but corporations made the law. It's the corporations, the big ones.
Yeah, the corporations are the big problem.
Yeah, the big
and
ones.
Before
yeah.
COVID-19, I don't know if you're aware of this. Before Walrus stepped in, a bunch of major CEOs, including I think the one from Starbucks, all stepped down from head as chairman to go hide in their underground bunkers. A lot of them are already in hiding. A lot of them are already hiding in their underground bunkers, waiting for us to kill each other off. That's what the division's for. They ain't got to kill nobody. They're just got to stir shit up, and then we'll kill each other.
Well, I was just hoping I was just hoping that the whole beast system would implode on itself, but it's not happening yet.
No, we need more people to wake up. I think the more people to wake up, and the fact that there's people planning that are coming out from the inside, workers on the inside coming out against Biden, saying, "Hey, yeah, this is BS." We'll find out here shortly on that, but yeah, world's gone nuts on us.
You're damn right.
I knew it was messed up, but man, who would have thought it was going to be a virus?
I know.
I thought it was going to be something else. I thought we were going to have our alien invasion. I heard some people complain, and they're like, "Come on, government, do something exciting. Give us an alien invasion. COVID's boring." I'd seen a post like that, and I laughed. They say COVID's boring.
Yeah, it is. I'm so sick of it. I felt so depressed when they were putting us back in another one. I'm just so sick of it. Sorry, Amy, what were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, I think that they were very clever to use the walrus because it was something that they could scare people with, and the symptoms of it are so common, you might call for sneeze, and, all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I've got this horrible thing.
Did you guys read the article from,
call my family, and they were clever with how they did it. Something that people would believe in if they weren't awake. It was real easy to snowball the people with this. They were very wickedly clever with how they came up.
Yeah, they are.
It's so disgusting.
I got somewhere to read to you guys while we're on video.
I used to work with a lady that was afraid of germs, and she said to our supervisor, she said, "You shouldn't let people come to work when they're sick." And the supervisor laughed, and she said, "We can't tell people such a thing. If they want to come to work sick, fine." And now, oh my gosh, if you so much as have a stuffy nose, you're considered this deadly biological weapon. That's how they make us feel, like we're a biological weapon. If we don't go around with a mask on, like we're endangering each other. I just think it's so awful. And like I say, just so clever how they cooked it up.
It's like madness. Imagine the effort it would have taken to make all this up for us to lie to us with the walrus.
They've been planning the walrus for a minute. Let me show you. Let me find this article real quick. Because I did save it to my phone.
Well, we have been going now for quite a while. I think for the hangout, even if we talk for a little bit afterwards, I'm going to stop the hangout. Thank you so much, Robert, and everything, and Mr. Dr. Doolittle and all the animals. And
Not a problem. Just give me 1 second. I'm looking for something that you guys got to hear.
Okay.
You guys might not have seen this yet.
Is this something you want for the video? Is this something you...
It's something to do with walrus.
Is it copyrighted?
I'm gonna try to get, no, it comes right from the Rockefeller playbook.
What's that?
Oh, yes.
Here it is. Finally. It's called Operation Lockstep. And it's from the Rockefeller playbook. This is all about the walrus here. First phase is common cold and flu, mild symptoms at most. Media endorsement of mass paranoia and fear. flawed testing system utilized, which picks up any genetic material in the body and triggers a positive result. Inflation of COVID case numbers through changing of death certificates, double counting, and classifying all deaths, including other diseases and as the walrus. Hang on, my screen shut up on me. Come on, you stupid thing. There it goes. Let's see. Classifying all deaths, including other diseases, natural causes of COVID-19. Lockdown will condition us to life under draconian laws, prevent protests, and identify public resistance. That's us. Phase 2. The first phase will lead to compromised and frail immune systems through lack of food, social distancing, and wearing of face diapers. They put masks. I call it face diapers. And lack of contact with sunlight and healthy bacteria. Exposure to 5G radiation, phone shut off on me again, will further attack the immune system. Thus, when people reemerge into society, more people will fall ill. This will be blamed on COVID-19. This is where we're heading right now. This will all occur before the vaccination is ready to justify it. A longer and more potent lockdown will follow until everyone takes the vaccine. Phase 3 is really getting bad. If majority of people resist the vaccine, a weaponized SARS, HIV, MERS virus will be released. A lot of people will die from this. It will be survival of the fittest. It will also be the ultimate push for everyone to be vaccinated in order to return to normality. Those who have taken the vaccine will be at war with those who have not. It will be anarchy from all sides. That's how they wrote it. It will be chaos from all sides, not anarchy.
Sounds awful.
That's from 2010.
Yes.
I'll try to find a link and share it with you guys if I can find it. But yeah, it's ridiculous. But that's what's happening. That's what we see.
It is.
Look at it. She's trying to be sneaky. I have your tail and you're not being sneaky. Come here.
Well, after reading what's going to happen to us, which sounds really horrible, I'm going to stop the hangout, Robert. Thank you so much.
Too much more in there.
Thank you so much for that. I feel so much better now.
You're welcome. It's always a fun day in Bobby's world.
Anyway, it has been a joy talking to you. I say we haven't had a hangout for rather a long time, so that's really good that we did.
We'll do it again.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. Anyway, for the hangout, thank you so much, Robert and his wife, and all the snakes and animals and the mice and rabbits and everything. Thank you, Amy.
Oh,
you're welcome.
And thank you, people, for listening into our hangout. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks, everybody. Take it easy. The earth is definitely flat.
It is. I agree. Anyway, thanks very much, everybody.
Hey, Billy.
Sorry?
I think you might have met my brother. Do you remember my brother that lives with me at the old apartment?
Right. So I'll just everybody, but thank you, Robert and his wife and everything else. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I know if you want to do it again, and maybe we'll get my brother in on there.
Yeah, sure. Get your brother in.
Yeah, I think you might have met him before. Remember when I was talking Flat Earth with Karen and Siri and all that?
Right.
That's Karen.
Well, that's good then. Get him in. Get him to come on the next one.
He was just learning. He was just starting to find out about the Flat Earth stuff because I had found out about it while he was living with me. Or was it after? Was it after you moved out? I wasn't studying Flat Earth when you lived there, was I? All right, yeah, I'm down too. All right, Karen, take care. It was great talking to you. Yeah, let me know when you want to do another one of these.
I will.
And I'll try to bring some good material for everybody. Because I want to make sure that I'm not giving, people bullshit. I don't want to give people BS information. I hate giving somebody information and finding out later I was wrong, because then I got to hunt them down and be like, hey, wait, bro, I was wrong.
Are you gonna go then, Robert? Because I'm gonna stop the recording now. And so anyway, thank you, everybody.